You don't struggle with love. You struggle with being real inside it. You say the right things. You show up. You try to be good. And yet, something feels slightly staged, like you're playing the role of a loving person, instead of actually resting inside love. Why does it feel like you're acting, even when you care? In the beginning, you're attentive. You text back carefully. You mirror their humor. You adjust your tone. You become what fits, not in a fake way, in a careful way. You monitor their reactions. You replay conversations later. You correct yourself in real time. This isn't romance. It's performance psychology. Over time, it gets exhausting. You start feeling unseen, even though they're right there. And when they say, "I just want you to be yourself," you freeze. Because which self? The agreeable one? The calm one? The strong one? Underneath this is a quiet fear. If you stop performing, will they still stay? Psychologically, this pattern is linked to anxious attachment and high self-monitoring. Your brain treats connection like evaluation. Love becomes an audition, and auditions are never relaxing. You're not bad at love. You adapted to it. At some point in your life, being liked was safer than being real. Maybe approval felt conditional. Maybe conflict felt dangerous. Maybe affection was inconsistent. So your brain learned something brilliant. Secure attachment comes from correct behavior. So you studied people. You learned tone shifts, micro-expressions, timing. You became emotionally intelligent. But intelligence turned into hypervigilance. This isn't a flaw. It's protection. The problem is, what protected you then is now preventing intimacy. And here's the part most people miss. Performance blocks connection. Because connection requires unpredictability. Your brain has a prediction system. In neuroscience, the brain constantly tries to reduce uncertainty. It predicts outcomes to feel safe. Think of it like a GPS. If the route is predictable, stress stays low. But love is not predictable. So your brain switches strategies. Instead of predicting them, you try to control yourself. You optimize your behavior to control their response. This activates the brain's threat detection system, especially the amygdala. The amygdala doesn't ask, "Are we authentic?" It asks, "Are we safe?" So you perform. Because performance reduces uncertainty. Here's the mental model. Authenticity feels risky. Performance feels strategic. But performance keeps your nervous system slightly activated. Connection requires parasympathetic safety, the calm state where you don't need to calculate. When you perform, you stay in mild fight or flight. That's why love feels tiring. Not because you don't care, because your brain thinks it's a test. We're not removing the performance overnight. We're retraining the brain. Slowly. 1. Practice micro-disappointments. What to do? Say something small that isn't optimized. A minor preference. A different opinion. Why it works. Exposure therapy reduces threat sensitivity. When your brain sees that disagreement doesn't equal abandonment, the amygdala calms. Example, instead of agreeing on the restaurant automatically, say, "Actually, I'd prefer something quieter." Notice that nothing collapses. Your nervous system updates. 2. Stop pre-editing texts. What to do? Limit yourself to one reread before sending. Why it works. Over-editing reinforces the belief that safety depends on precision. Reducing editing interrupts the perfection reward loop in the brain's dopamine system. Example, you type something kind but slightly imperfect, and send it anyway. Your brain learns that connection survives imperfection. 3. Name one real emotion in real time. What to do? When you feel slightly off, say it gently. "Hey, I felt a bit distant earlier." Why it works. Labeling emotions activates the prefrontal cortex, which regulates emotional threat signals. This shifts you from performance mode to integration mode. Example, instead of acting extra cheerful, you admit subtle discomfort. Intimacy increases because honesty creates predictability at a deeper level. 4. Allow silence. What to do? Don't rush to fill quiet moments. Why it works. Silence often triggers social anxiety because the brain interprets it as evaluation. Sitting through silence teaches the nervous system that presence alone is enough. Example, you sit together without speaking. You resist the urge to entertain. And slowly, your body softens. Here's the simple model. You've been treating love like a job interview, but real love isn't impressed by performance. It bonds through nervous system safety. Think of two tuning forks. If one is vibrating anxiously, the other picks it up. When you stop performing, your nervous system settles, and that calm is contagious. The shift isn't from bad at love to perfect at love. It's from performing to allowing, from strategy to presence. You don't need to become more lovable. You need to become less careful, less calculated, less edited. Because the version of you that feels risky is the version that connects. And maybe the reason love feels hard isn't because you're incapable of it. It's because you've never felt safe enough to stop acting. When you stop auditioning, you'll notice something quiet. The people who stay weren't grading you in the first place.